Jack, I haven't had a chance to tell you this, but I've always believed your story. And I sense something amiss in Arkham. Lately, there have been countless calls to the police station reporting stories that defy rational explanation. The captain doesn't want to hear any of it, but since I got here, I felt something in the air. As if a prelude to a grave, impending event. I felt it too. In fact, just as I entered our victim's room, I thought I was going crazy again. Hey, Jack? Yes? How are you feeling? Me? Right now? Liberated. The doctor stamped my report. I can now say that I'm a completely sane agent. And I'll shove it in the face of any idiot who questions my sanity. We actually got it. Do we have to go show it to the captain? Let's move. The case won't solve itself. Alright, so we finally got the doc to sign off on our mental health certificate or whatever, so can we come to the office, shove it in the captain's face, say hi, I'm not crazy anymore, or nope, he's not here. Okay. Alright then, so, wow, I've got a shit ton of stuff here. The stamp that certifies me as mentally fit for duty is dripping with ink. It'll take a while to dry. Should I remember that? I don't know. Anyway, we still need to find Abigail and Mary. Abigail, I think we're at a block on right now because there's still that pentagram in her fortune-telling house, which I don't know what to do with. And I still need to find something that'll let me reach the top of that monolith. And unless there's something blatantly obvious that I've missed, I'm not sure what it is. And I was doing so good too, but I finally had to peek at a walkthrough. Apparently, there may be more dialogue options with Marsh now that we've attended Philip Moore's lecture. That's the same. What about this? Actually, I don't think I ever tried the police work you ought to help line because I didn't think it would work. No one's going to threaten anyone, Mr. Marsh. Refusing to assist the Arkham police could lead to your arrest for obstruction of justice. It will be better for all if we arrive at an amicable arrangement. What is it you're not understanding? I won't place my knowledge in the hands of oppressors. I see you don't like the police, huh? I thought I'd been subtle. Come on, what's with the bile? You Arkham cops helped the feds destroy my hometown. Don't look at me. I wasn't there. You're part of the same repressive organization. We're just enforcing the law. Repressive laws. What the hell happened at Innsmouth? The feds were investigating an alarming series of disappearances in the area. People disappear every day, everywhere. People are irresponsible and careless. Word is they found a connection between these disappearances and a cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Nonsense! This is America. Everyone must look the same and believe in the same God if they don't want to be singled out. Want to know what happened in Innsmouth? Look at yourselves and then look at me. That's what happened in Innsmouth. We're asking a small favor, that's all. Help us crack a symbol so we can close a case and we're gone. You'll never see us again. Help the police? Did the police help me at the Arkham Museum of the Unusual? What? No one spared a minute to hear me. What happened at that museum? It's none of your concern. Okay, so we got a new location unlocked. The police taking a stand against anyone who's different from them. That's what happened. All right. Okay. So anyway, the walkthrough basically said that if we help him with his problems, we'll find a ladder somewhere, somehow. I didn't pay that much attention because I was trying to avoid spoilers. Anyway, welcome to the Arkham Museum of the Unusual. Enter with an open mind and prepare to transform your preconceived ideas about this reality. If you say so. Detectives Foster and Whitman, may we ask a few questions, Mr. Floyd? Raymond Floyd, yes, of course. I'm the director of this museum. Is there a problem, detectives? Does the name Benjamin Marsh ring a bell? Oh, yes. I'll remember him for the rest of my life. We understand that the museum had a problem with him. An unfortunate incident that should never have occurred. What happened? We have a gallery dedicated to the mysterious town of Innsmouth. The most outstanding piece in the collection is a figurine bearing the likeness of the primeval Cthulhu. It comes from the looting that took place in the town after the feds arrived. A unique piece. What is a primeval? They are deities from the depths of the cosmos. Cthulhu is one of them, worshipped by the entire population of Innsmouth. Go on. Marsh stormed in, claiming that the effigy belonged to his people and shouldn't be displayed in a profane place like this. I explained that the museum had every right to display it, but he wouldn't listen to reason. He made his way to the gallery and smashed the protective glass. I immediately called the police and tried to prevent him from taking it. During the struggle, he stabbed me in the right eye with one of the statue's spikes. Left me blind in that eye. Did you press charges? Are you mad? Benjamin Marsh is a direct descendant of Obed Marsh. Do you know what that means? I don't want any trouble with the Marshes. Even after he blinded you? Oh, detective, that's nothing compared to what could happen to me. Did Marsh take the figure? The police arrived in time to stop him, but when I refused to press charges, they decided to confiscate it as evidence in case I changed my mind. Harvey? Yes, I see. We have it at the station. We're displaying a replica in its place. It's not ideal, as we only display originals here, but visitors are fascinated by it. Can we see that figure? Of course, but I already mentioned that it's a replica. You can enter the museum if you wish, always under the supervision of our guide. Since the unfortunate incident I told you about, we have instituted a policy of constant surveillance of our visitors. We won't try anything funny. We're police officers, remember? The museum cannot afford to make any exceptions, detective. I trust you understand. So, you don't have the original. Our colleagues took it and it's cataloged as evidence. Getting a frog in my throat. Exactly. Don't you want it back? That would require charging Benjamin Marsh. And the cure would be worse than the disease. So what's the museum about? The Arkham Museum of the Unusual aims to show visitors a reality they are unaware of. We tend to live immersed in a life where superstition has been left behind and scientific reality is imposed on our day-to-day. We try to show, and above all not to forget, that there are unusual and strange facts that exist around us. Oh, I thought that was just game music. I didn't realize that was diegetic. Where's the music coming from? We have installed an innovative music reproduction system based on magnetic media and distributed several speakers along the tour route. What you are hearing is a looped playback of Through the Cosmos by Matthew Elm. It's an ideal piece to set the mood for the visit, don't you think? We'll take a look around. Make yourselves at home, detectives. All right, let's look around in here, just out of curiosity, before we go in the actual museum. This is the skull of a member of the fearsome Chocho people, natives of Southeast Asia. So far, no one has been able to see them and come out alive. This is the closest you'll get to them without endangering your physical integrity. Got a book over here. I see that the much sought-after A Treatise on Primordial Fear has caught your attention. I have received tempting offers from Miskatonic University to make it part of their collection, but what better place than here for this cursed book? I guess. There's a price list for a museum? Oh, yeah, admission fees, I guess. Single admission, 75 cents. Monthly pass, $2.15. 2% discount for groups. For the price of one ticket, I go to the movies 3 times. The movies don't offer the same sensations as this museum. You don't need to read all the rules. Simply use common sense, don't touch anything, and behave like adults. Fair point. Neat painting. It's an early work by the famous Arkham painter Richard Upton Pickman. It represents our role in the immensity of the cosmic void. If you're interested in his work, there are several of his originals in the adjoining gallery. Professor Roman Dvorak. Thanks to him, the museum has priceless pieces such as Eric Zahn's cello. It's a pity that he's no longer with us. Alright, let's check out the museum proper then. If nothing else, to get a look at the replica of this statue that Marsh apparently wants. Whoa. Where's that guide? I believe he's coming this way. Welcome to the Arkham Museum of the Unusual. Please step closer. My name is Horace Chambers, and I'll be your guide throughout the tour. If you desire information about any of the pieces on display, I'll be happy to provide it. The tour begins in this room we call the Gallery of the Damned Artists. More acquisitions will be coming soon. Oh, hi. You can skip the guide's explanations by pressing the escape key. These 3 disturbing canvases are by the Boston artist Richard Upton Pickman. His hyper-realistic strokes and inimitable technique have made him the most celebrated painter in his city. There are certain rumors that insinuate that the impact that these paintings exert on the observer is due to a terrifying fact. I was reading ahead a little bit, and the pixelated font made it look like a terrifying fart. Anyway. This hellish creature exists. Pickman keeps it in his home and uses it as a model. Okay then. So he said these 3 paintings, so are the others gonna give us the same description? Yeah, okay. So how about this sculpture? You are looking at the work of the promising California artist Clark Ashton Smith, poet, writer, and sculptor of nightmarish figures from lost worlds. This figure is called Inhabitant of the Moon. Some claim that the image of the being came to Smith in his sleep. Did the inhabitants of our satellite reveal their appearance to him through some inconceivable telepathic method? You're the guide, you're the expert, you tell me. I'm here looking for a statue. You are looking at the nameless entity. Smith claims to have no memory of sculpting this piece. He simply woke up one morning and this disturbing sculpture was staring back at him from his workbench. I've had days like that. Can't look at whatever this is. I guess let's check out the unusual characters, if you would be so kind as to come with me. I don't like this Chuck E. Cheese. You are in the Hall of Unusual Characters. Here we find those who defied science, or who are at the center of events that would test the sanity of ordinary mortals. Herbert West. Friend of yours? I was part of the raid that arrested him. It was my first assignment after I was posted here. Well, let's find out more about him. Dr. Herbert West. A modern-day Dr. Frankenstein. That's Frankenstein. Better known as the Butcher of Arkham. Obsessed with defeating death, he created a formula that, when injected into corpses, brought them back to life. However, the reanimation came with horrible consequences. The revived ones tended to have an animalistic behavior with homicidal tendencies. West believed this was because the formula was more effective on corpses that were more recent. He began to indiscriminately desecrate graves in Christchurch Cemetery, which led to his arrest by the authorities. What happened to all those revived corpses?
They were put down, but it is believed that those who escaped still roam Arkham.
All right, how about the cello player here?
Erich Zahn was a virtuoso German cellist who lived in seclusion in a garret on Rue d'Orsay in Paris. Every night, the tenants of the boarding house heard strange and frantic music played compulsively coming from Zahn's room. One of them befriended the musician and witnessed some terrifying events. According to his account, Zahn was stalked every night by a strange and gigantic creature that only his ghostly music kept at bay. Upon witnessing these events, the man fled the building and reported the incident to the guard. Unfortunately, they did not find Erich Zahn. In fact, they couldn't even find the Rue d'Orsay.
Interesting. What's with the smoke around this guy?
The case of Dr. Munoz is the perfect example to illustrate this room. He contracted a severe illness in his native Barcelona. Years later, he settled in a small room in a New York boarding house. He had installed an ammonia-based cooling system, that would explain it, I guess, that kept the room at a very low temperature in order to control his illness. However, when he saw his body begin to deteriorate with unusual speed due to a failure in the cooling system, Munoz asked the other tenants for help. He asked them for huge quantities of ice, knowing that all the stores would be closed by that hour. When they returned, they found no trace of Munoz except for a viscous puddle in the middle of the room. The doctor had left a hastily written letter. Munoz had been dead for 18 years. He had kept himself alive thanks to the cold air that preserved his tissues.
Interesting. To the room of other worlds. Planets. Cool.
With the recent discovery of the 9th planet in our solar system, Pluto,
which is still a planet,
we have turned our eyes to the stars. It has made us realize that we are just a speck of dust in the cosmos. We are unaware of the mysteries and dangers that await us on those worlds. Just as we do not know that there are other worlds that are not aligned with our plane of existence. I'm sorry, I'm just a tour guide. I keep trying to pretend I'm Carl Sagan. I fail miserably at it. Expand your mind and get to know the other realities. He thinks the guide's been having a little bit too much. The Earth is constantly bombarded by meteorites. Here you can delight in admiring a select collection of fragments from other worlds. It is the closest contact that humankind can have with the immensity of the cosmos.
Is this supposed to be Mars? You could just stay close to us. You don't have to walk back and forth just to talk to... I don't know, fucking...
In certain astronomical circles, there is talk of the existence of the dark and mysterious planet Yuggoth, located in the far reaches of our solar system. Several writings claim that it is inhabited by the Migo.
Oh. Is that where we were when we went through the portal?
An alien race of fungi that can travel through the cosmos. What you are looking at is a depiction of its surface by French painter Antoine Girard.
I'm surprised hearing that Foster and Harvey have nothing to say about it. Would have thought they'd be going,
Dude, it's the place. It's the fucking place. A press article published in July 1931 in the Astrophysical Society of America's Journal. Signed by the prestigious astronomer Julius Tillinghast, the text offers a series of arguments claiming that the newly discovered planet Pluto is actually Yuggoth. Tillinghast warns of the dangers of this planet and suggests that the research on it be halted. He points out that future contact with Pluto could be devastating to the fate of mankind.
Surprised we can't actually look at the planets up here.
The planet Pluto, the 9th in our solar system. Discovered 3 years ago by astronomer Clyde William Tombaugh, it has fueled theories and expectations about the existence of extraterrestrial life. If you look down at the display case, you'll see that these theories are supported by irrefutable evidence. This stone was found at the bottom of the Miles Standish State Forest swamp. It was part of a meteorite that originated on the planet Pluto. Scientists were amazed to find that despite stellar erosion, there were unnatural carvings visible on the rock. This rock could be part of an artificial structure on Pluto. In other words, the ninth planet of our solar system is or was inhabited. This is the first material evidence of extraterrestrial life. Amazed?
Nah, not really.
Randolph Carter. This young man claims to travel to strange worlds without moving from the spot through his dreams. The accounts of his travels to the unknown Kadath or the dangerous Dilath Leen are so detailed and realistic that some have dismissed their being mere invention. Carter is scheduled to undergo an exhaustive scientific examination next month by Miskatonic University in order to confirm his claims.
Well, there's the Innsmouth room. That's probably where we want to go. Can we go in this curtain? What's in there?
In 1927, hundreds of witnesses saw an anomaly directly above the Empire State Building in New York. From their statements, it was deduced to be a dimensional breach. There were witnesses who could see through it, a point in the cosmos that did not correspond to our own. What you'll see behind that curtain is a recreation of what happened that day. It was created by Willis O'Brien, who is in charge of the special effects for the hit movie King Kong. As you can see, the museum has spared no expense.
Shall we take a look?
Yeah, why not? I'm curious.
I can't see shit.
It's about to start. Don't be impatient.
The Arkham Museum of the Unusual presents a dimensional gap. Okay. I mean, I feel like you could have just done that with a single picture, but hey, we got an achievement for it, so all worth it.
What'd you think? Magnificent special effects.
All right, let's head to the Innsmouth room.
This room is dedicated to the enigmatic town of Innsmouth. Its characteristic secrecy has not been an obstacle for the Arkham Museum of the Unusual to provide you with all the information about it. The museum would like to thank Zadok Allen for his collaboration in the making of this room.
All right, well, there's only one statue on display here, so presumably this is the one Marsh wants.
The Great Old One Cthulhu, yep. This cosmic entity is secretly worshipped by the vast majority of Innsmouth's inhabitants. It is said to lie dreaming in the sunken city of Raleigh,
or whatever, however that's pronounced,
waiting for the day when it will be free to reign over Earth once more. You're looking at a replica, by the way. Until recently, we exhibited the original found during the Innsmouth raids. A minor incident deprived us of it. We hope to show it to the public again someday.
You won't.
Captain Obed Marsh. In the middle of the last century, Innsmouth was going through a crisis that reduced all its fishing activity and plunged its inhabitants into absolute poverty. On one of his chartered voyages to the South Seas, he discovered a small village on one of the islands where strange amphibious creatures were worshipped, offering gold and abundant fish in exchange for human sacrifices. Marsh brought those creatures with him and hid them on the Devil's Reef, which you can see on the left. The town flourished again, as in its golden years, and the inhabitants of Innsmouth embraced the claims and beliefs of those beings and even mixed their blood. Those who opposed this diabolical alliance were purged, leaving the town inhabited only by those akin to the creatures and their strange offspring. I was trying to hold that burp back. You may have seen other portraits of the captain with a more, shall we say, conventional appearance, but this is his true countenance, the result of his close relationship with those creatures of the underworld, at least in the last years of his life. The Devil's Reef. Located a mile and a half from Innsmouth Harbor, it is, or rather was, the place where Captain Obed Marsh hid the strange creatures he brought with him from the South Seas in his caves. Thanks to an eyewitness account, the federal government took action and torpedoed the base of the reef with submarines, putting an end to the bloody alliance between the creatures and the inhabitants of Innsmouth. However, it is said that the network of caves on the islet extends to abyssal depths, and that those beings are still there. So is this supposed to be Relay, or however the fuck it's pronounced? The current inhabitants of Innsmouth, descendants of the blasphemous hybridization between species, undergo a metamorphosis throughout their lives. It is not so noticeable in the young, but it is in those of advanced age. Once they reach middle age and their appearance resembles that of the creatures found by Obed Marsh, they feel the call of the sea. And there they begin a new and immortal life dedicated to the worship of their god, the great primeval god, Cthulhu. What's on the tablet? The inhabitants of Innsmouth profess no orthodox religion. Their god is Cthulhu, whose representation you can see in the central part of the room, and their church is the esoteric order of Dagon. This ancient tablet, with its carved emblem, was found among the ruins of the old Masonic Lodge on New Church Green, where the order was installed. Apologies if you can hear like a thumping sound in the background. There's creaky pipes in the walls of the apartment, which tend to go thump anytime somebody runs water in the bathroom or something. That room exclusively houses the infamous painting The Faces of Madness by Francis Hold. Why isn't it in the first room with the others? The museum had to relocate the piece because... Because what? Let's go inside and I'll explain. It is a fascinating story. Come with me. Francis Hold was a promising German painter whose interest in the dark arts became an obsession. Concerned about the young man's mental health, his family committed him to an asylum where he spent the rest of his life. It is known from his writings that he continued his studies in an arcane magic there. The painting behind this curtain, The Faces of Madness, is the result of merging that magic with his art. Why Hold did this is unknown. What is known for certain is that viewing this painting can affect the observer. In what way? Paranoia, depression, anger. Each person reacts differently when exposed to the painting. We were convinced that the stories about this work were mere exaggerations, but when we showed it to the public, we realized that everything that was said was true. I'm intrigued. Can we see it? Management has decided not to exhibit it until further notice. We've had some problems with visitors. We're not just visitors. Pull back the curtain and let's see it. We won't tell anyone. I'm not authorized to do so, sir. I don't even have the piece to activate the mechanism that moves the curtain. I think I do, though. Bummer. I was curious about this story. Oh yeah, it came from a bus. Will it actually work? Apparently it will. What are you talking about? This is just a prototype of Edvard Munch's Scream. What? You can't... Oh. It's hypnotic, don't you think? You can explore the museum at your leisure. I'll be right with you. Weren't you tired of this guy? A little, yes. Let's go. Hey, you want to tell me about this plaque? No, apparently not. Okay, so he's distracted now, I guess? Oh. Okay. I didn't realize we needed to take this. Are we really going to steal from a museum? I don't know what you're talking about. I just saw it. Don't know what you saw. But you... Oh, I see. That's right. Okay. Well, now I'm a little confused then. Because I was thinking we would need to come into the museum, look at the statue so that we would know what kind of statue we were looking for. And then we could go to evidence at headquarters and say, hey, we need this statue. But if we are taking the replica from the museum, then that suggests to me either we're giving the replica to Benjamin Marsh, or we're swapping the real one at police headquarters for the replica. I don't know. Let's try headquarters first. Kind of wish it would give us the choice of what floor we want to go to when we click on it on the map. My gut is that we need to get the real one, because I feel like an antiques expert like Benjamin Marsh, especially one who's, so connected with Innsmouth, I feel like he'd recognize the difference between the real one and a replica. But then maybe I'm just overthinking it. But we're here. We'll try it. What do you know about a figure that was seized from a museum? Oh yes, we have it here. Some Innsmouth fellow used it to gouge the museum owner's eye. They're savages, those inbred yokels, huh? Strangely enough, the guy didn't press charges. You know what? If it were up to me, I'd send all that rabble back to the godforsaken town they should never have left. We got enough problems in Arkham without having to put up with those toad faces. Can I see that figure? You can't. It's not your case, Foster. I know it's not my case, but that figure is related to our investigation. You can file to examine it. Just fill it out and get it stamped by the department. Cut the red tape, will you? I don't make the rules. Sorry. Just a quick look, that's all. They'd throw me out on the street if they found out. What am I supposed to do at 48 with no job? Starve on the street like everybody else? No thanks. Don't insist, Jack. Wilbur would risk his job if he agreed to your request. See? Thanks, Whitman. Whose side are you on? You want that application or not? Yes, I have no choice. Wait here. How about you button it for a minute? We're police officers. We have to follow the rules. Here you go. Okay. Oh. You filled it out. How thoughtful. Cool. Get the official Arkham PD seal on it. Yeah, I was just about to say, he did mention the stamp on this is still wet. So do we kind of like smash them together and get the stamp on here? The ink on the stamp hasn't dried yet. If I line up the two documents carefully, maybe... It worked, and he totally... Yeah, just relax. Nothing. Don't worry about it. Although worryingly, the paper that says I'm not insane has now disappeared. But I guess that's that's a problem for future Foster. Jack, what? Get over here. What's going on? I saw what you did with the ink from the stamp on your report and the application. Clever, huh? That's illegal. You cannot do such things. Look, Harvey, more than half the cops in this precinct are crooked. Hell, I bet my badge the captain's dirty too. What I did was, a little trick. And I wouldn't have done it if you'd kept your mouth shut while I was trying to convince Wilbur. So stay off my back. Got it? Jesus. Here you go. Application stamped by the captain. Can I see that damn figurine now? Everything seems to be in order. Wait a minute. Why is the seal reversed? Don't look at me. Take it up with the captain. Give it to me. Wait here. I'll go get it. What? I cannot condone your method, but I concede it was effective. Get used to it. God, this thing weighs a ton. What's this made of? I haven't the faintest idea. Something mighty strange. Like the figure itself. Gives you the creeps, huh? Feel like getting rid of it for Malone's sake. He's been acting weird since this thing's been here. What's wrong? He's grown obsessed with this aberration, to the point of having dreams that are eating away at his sanity. He dreams of vast cyclopean cities of massive stone blocks and kilometer-long monoliths covered in hieroglyphics. Every morning he wakes up shaken when he hears a voice from the depths of those cities. What does that voice say? Nonsensical gibberish.
Something like Cthulhu-Tagan.
Okay.
Anyway, take your time with it. But remember, you can't take it out of this room. I was just about to say, what am I doing with 2 statues? Replica. Here you go. Here is totally the real statue back. I'm done with it. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Take it. I don't need it anymore. Wait a minute. Why is it so light now? I put it on a workout plan. What? You said it was a strange figurine, didn't you? Strange as they come. Damn the day this thing showed up. I'm kind of surprised that worked. Et voila. Thought maybe I was gonna have to figure out how to weight it down or something. Okay, let's leave. Hey, Marsh, I got a present for you. Recognize this? Were you looking for this? I'm not even gonna try it. Give it to me. It belongs to my people. Not so fast, pal. You'll get it, don't worry. I have no intention of decorating my apartment with this nightmare. But first, it would be nice if you shared your knowledge of symbology with us. All right. I'll tell you what I know, but I don't want to see you around here again. Works for me. Harvey? Let's take a peek. I think it's very similar to the protection spells in Count Terlet's book Culte des Ghouls. Indeed it is. It's a protection spell, conjured to protect the legacy of Ayeb. The legacy of Ayeb? What the hell's that? A bunch of self-righteous people who believed they were divinely tasked with saving humanity. Enlightened, huh? Morons. Save humanity from what? From what they consider to be the forces of evil. What do they mean by the forces of evil? I don't know, ask them. And what do you understand by the forces of evil? The Arkham police. Oh, give me a break. They got enemies? Oh, those people? They were legion when they founded the organization in Herban times. Nowadays, I doubt anyone remembers them. I guess there's a guy out there with a good memory. The one with his symbol tattooed on his back had his head ripped off. As far as we know, they're still around. Any idea where we could find them? I thought they were extinct until recently myself. There's a guy at Miskatonic University, a certain Thackeray. He has this symbol tattooed on the back of his wrist. We should talk to him, Harvey. You're gonna have a hard time talking to that guy. What's that supposed to mean? He's the manager of the university's Forbidden Books library. He hardly ever leaves that place, and I could even swear he lives there. What's the harm in talking to this bookworm? Mr. Marsh is right, Jack. It's very difficult to access that library. So we flash the badge. There's no better key than that. That won't do you any good. Why? In 1917, the university and the government reached an agreement to restrict access to that section. Neither police nor judges have the authority to access it. He's right, Detective. But if you saw that Thackeray guy, it means you got in. How'd you do it? I spent about 10 years in a bureaucratic maze until I got it. Okay, you can go in. Sneak us through. I'm banned. I wanted to consult some volumes I couldn't access with my credentials. I insisted, and they kicked me out. You sure know how to make friends. Any questions, Harvey? These warding spells, do they work? Yes, if you know how to cast them. It's not enough to just draw them on any surface. It requires knowledge that has unfortunately faded over the course of history. If you have no more questions, I think we're done. Promise is a promise. And now, if you'd be so kind... Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Marsh. Arkham PD appreciates your help. Yeah, well, now scram. Okay, we left. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I saw somewhere in the walkthrough that we could access that place he just went into. But maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, I heard you the first time. I'm sure that's fine.